Network switches are in wide use by businesses of all sizes, and they are common in the material intake streams of electronics refurbishers and recyclers. Some of these switches contain data, so each must be checked using device documentation or other software to determine this before proceeding with logical data sanitization. Our first example is a testing process directed by testing software. This switch is a Netgear GS324, and the software used at this facility shows that it contains data, and then describes the logical data sanitization process, which is to perform a factory reset on the device. This is accomplished by powering up the device, waiting for the switch to boot, then pushing the factory reset button for 10 to 15 seconds until the small status light turns amber and the reset is indicated by the LEDs for every port turning on. Next, software specific to the switch model allows the technician to log into a web portal. After logging in, the screen shows a blank password area indicating that the factory reset sanitization was successful. The technician takes a screenshot of this page for later use. The software asks for the device serial number, which the technician scans into the system. The original pallet information from the facility's ERP system is then added to the device record. Next, on the erasure screen, the technician marks the device as having been sanitized and then uploads the time-stamped screenshot taken earlier to provide proof of sanitization and verification. Function testing is next, with a count of the number of Ethernet ports, then a test of data exchange and the Power over Ethernet or PoE function. This is done using IP phones on the wall, each having an Ethernet cable, which are plugged into each of the 24 ports on the switch. This tests PoE function and network function simultaneously. The phones turn on, each receiving power, and the corresponding LEDs for these ports illuminate, indicating data exchange. The remaining ports are all tested using the same 4 phones. Different LEDs illuminate on the front panel of the switch. Any other network device could be used here, but phones are useful because they quickly show PoE functionality. And the test results are logged into the software record for this device. At this facility, the testing process is done without software control and instead is completed manually. This process requires more employee training than the previous example. The results of these tests are entered into the facility's ERP system. After a quick visual examination of the switch, the process begins with entering basic information into the inventory system, such as weight, a cosmetic classification, in this case used fair, followed by the device model number and serial number. This will be a test for key functions, beginning with powering the device on. The technician listens for a fan start, which is confirmed by the indicator light on the front panel. This device has already been data sanitized. The process is the same as in the previous example, with the device connected through its serial port or over a network to monitor and verify a full factory reset of the device's system using a pin in the reset button. An Ethernet cable from a smaller network device is plugged into the first of 48 ports. The system light is green and the port light is flashing. The secondary device is also checked to confirm the data is being received from the device being tested. Each of the other ports are checked in the same way, confirming that data is being exchanged. The gigabit ports are checked next. They're commonly used by large customers, so they need to be tested separately. The SFP ports, or small form factor pluggable ports, are used primarily for fiber optic interfaces to connect to servers or external drive arrays. These are tested for full functionality if these devices are available or requested, and neither of those apply to this device. And because this is a Power over Ethernet switch, other devices, such as office phones or camera systems, could be connected to test that function. This device can be sold as is or transferred to a downstream partner for further testing. And finally, this server is being used to originate data to test a small network switch. data sanitization is not necessary on this device. As before, each port is checked, including the gigabit port, to confirm that data is being exchanged before the test results are recorded. More videos showing different processes used by electronics reuse and recycling facilities are available in the R2 knowledge base on the SERI website.